starting. Come on. All right, we're live on YouTube and starting the podcast in 3, 2, 1.
From DOATW.com and Abby Wessels. This is Diary of a Trans Woman, a transgender story told week by week. I'm EJ Kaiser. You can support us at patreon.com/Diary of a Trans Woman. Pledge today, just like it's 2014 all over again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diary of a Trans Woman. This is episode 77, and it is a wonderful August 17th. The year of our Lord, 2017. EJ, there's no way we can get in trouble for that intro, right?
I don't think so.
Nah, we're good.
No.
Just nobody out there say anything. It's okay.
No, I mean, it's kind of obscure.
Yeah, nobody's heard of that. Nobody knows what song that is.
You know, fair use and whatnot.
Parody law, yeah. That's. How are you, EJ?
I'm okay, Abby. How you doing?
Good. Hey, by the way, I am joined by my BFF and CHI, EJ, and I am Abby West. And
Yeah,
welcome.
That's who we are.
It's been a hell of a week.
It's been a heck of a week.
It's not been the best week ever.
It's been a pretty mediocre to poor week.
I'm gonna stick more on the poor side. Personal issues and the way that work has been going completely aside, because that has nothing to do with what the show is about. It's just been slow and not very fun. So yeah, Charlottesville. I guess we should just kind of address the elephant in the room. We learned last weekend that Nazis are a thing again.
They weren't the thing.
I mean, I thought after Germany lost World War II, they would have kind of gone out of style.
Really? You didn't see all the swastikas going up right after the election?
That was rumbled and rumored about, but now they're loud, and now there's a lot of them. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like, you know how bell-bottom jeans were really, really popular in the 60s, and then now everyone's all about a flare cut? It's like they went out of style, and then they're coming back into style.
Sure.
I feel like that happened in, like, the 50s. Like, everyone wasn't about that Nazi life, and now they're coming back, and we need to put a big stop to it right away.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like over here in I mean, you ever hear about the Skokie ACLU case here in Chicago?
No, is that
like in the suburbs here, just outside Chicago in Skokie, the Nazis wanted to do a march. It's a very heavily Jewish suburb, and the city, I believe, tried to block it, and the ACLU supported the neo-Nazis' right to march through the city. So
why?
Free speech.
No.
Yeah. That's what the ACLU is. They do like really good things, but they also do pretty bad things.
I thought they were just good. I thought they were just good people.
No, they have a very specific set of morals, and one of them is free speech, civil liberties.
Can we just kind of throw that, like, free speech should not be something that is awarded to white supremacists and neo-Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan and skinheads, right?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that unreasonable to say that neo-Nazis should not have the right to free speech?
That's why we have hate crime laws, hate speech laws, things like that.
So
You know, I mean,
effective.
it's the fire in a crowded theater thing. You know, I mean, it's the same thing. If your speech is putting people in danger, you know, if you're saying it's just like, oh, let's have an argument, let's hear both sides of it, let's have, and like one side is just like, I think Jewish people should be exterminated. Well, you know, you're kind of you're causing a ruckus. You're being hateful. You're, you know, causing danger in here. You're causing people to be militant, and you know there has to be consequences. I don't know.
I think I don't have any faith in anti-hate crime laws and that kind of thing. You start telling me that, oh, hey, we haven't set a new record this year for the number of trans women murdered. Maybe I'll start to think that anti-hate crime laws are starting to do the right thing.
I'm not saying they're working. I'm just saying that's why they exist.
Let's get something that works though, because this is
Punching
crazy.
them.
Huh?
Punching them.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm fine.
Thing. That's the thing that we do now. We punch the Nazis. Um. Oh, did I tell you about what I did to a when I earlier this year I had to park next to a pickup truck that had a Confederate flag sticker on the back of it.
You spit on it?
Close.
You pee on it?
I did.
uh,
I peed on the door handle.
yes.
You see, some people punch Nazis. Some people pee on the door handles of pickup trucks that have Confederate flag stickers.
Kind of, yeah. Like that makes you feel good, but I don't know what it solves because that guy's not gonna know. You're gonna be the only one that knows. It's like when I stuck my sister's toothbrush in the toilet when I was a kid. She never knew. It made me feel better, but it didn't do anything.
I mean, I took video of it and sent it to my friends. That was pretty fun.
All right, so your friends have a water sports video of you. Awesome.
Sure. That's how you want to describe it.
I mean,
Look, some of us are anxious. So some people can do the punching and some people do the peeing.
I'm just kind of sick and tired of people saying that, oh, we need to find a peaceful resolution to this. Like, oh,
Who said that?
huh?
Who said that? Let me fight them.
I, I've got some friends who are still like, oh, I would never like start throwing punches or do anything violent or anything like that. Like, no, I kind of feel, and I feel like we have been past that point. And so I'm kind of sick and tired of sitting on the sidelines or just kind of twiddling my thumbs and trying to talk things through with people who want to kill us.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really into that, but I'm glad to see you're on board.
I'm mad. I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't
We
really, I mean, I have to every time when I play roller derby, I live in Chicago, I play roller derby out in Fort Wayne, Indiana, out on the east side of Indiana, and every time when I'm driving there, I have to drive through Warsaw, Indiana. And I'm driving through Warsaw and I was just like, oh, yeah, I mean, I'm half Polish. I'm like, good Polish town, right? Yeah. Yeah, I can get some pierogi there. I can yeah, that would be great. That would be great. That would be great. Chicago has like the second largest Polish population in the world, right after Warsaw in actual Poland. And then there's Warsaw, Indiana, and that's great. And it turns out that Warsaw, Indiana is the headquarters of the neo-Nazis in Indiana. I'm like, what? What?
like I want to go find out where they are and just
Warsaw, Indiana. Have you seen this? The Southern Poverty Law Center has a map of hate groups.
oh yeah, I did see that, and I love that. I love looking at that.
Yeah, you can just go there and pee on their trucks.
I mean, I'd throw a brick through their window at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, but for me, it's like I'm already like anxious. I have to do this 3-hour drive each way. A few during the during my season with Fort Wayne, I have to do this drive several times a month, and I'm back and forth all the time. And I'm always like, oh, well, I don't know where to stop. If I need to pee, I'm not sure where I'm going to be safe in rural Indiana.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I don't know. When I first started, I was just like, oh yeah, there are some people who live by Warsaw. Maybe I can meet with them and we can carpool. And she's like, no, I didn't know it was that bad.
No, yeah.
I don't know. Even over there, I have a earlier this year after my first game where people didn't really know what to expect from me, and I beat the heck out of everybody because I'm strong and good at roller derby. And I saw there was a fan who posted about, how I was such a tank and how I was like, oh, we got a secret weapon this year. And I looked at his page and like apparently like back in like a year prior, he had posted something about just like viciously misgendering Fallon Fox. Is like, oh, you don't know, do you?
Oh God.
I'm gonna be careful with my fan meet and greets. So yeah,
Ugh.
Indiana's fun. It's
Yeah.
good.
I'm looking. I'm this. I mean, if you have not gotten a chance to go check out the hate map with the Southern Poverty Law Center,
SPLC.
go check it out because I've learned a lot. There are 3 separate Nazi groups in Detroit area, and there are 3 separate Black separatist groups, anti-Muslim groups. There is a Detroit chapter of the Ku Klux Klan, who are apparently in some legal trouble with the Detroit Red Wings because they call themselves the Detroit Right Wings, and they decided to use the Red Wings logo, and Red Wings is not happy about that, as they should be. They should not be happy about that. So
Here in the Chicago area, there's the Americans for Truth About Homosexuality, the Heterosexuals Organized for a Moral Environment, the America First Committee, which is some neo-Nazis. Oh boy.
it's crazy. I'm surprised that there are not any anti-LGBT groups in Detroit area. There is one up in my beautiful hometown of Traverse City. So TC family, go
TC.
after yourself.
Traverse City. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, there's also a Holocaust denial group in Ann Arbor. So that's lovely. That's just so quaint.
I'm a big fan. If I don't know if do you watch Nathan For You, Abby?
You made me watch an episode and I couldn't do it.
Right on. Oh yeah, I did. Well, one of the episodes
It hurt.
It hurt you.
It hurt my head.
All right, yeah, you're basic. But yeah, one of the episodes, Nathan finds out that apparently the owner of the company he buys his like windbreakers from, his jackets from, is a Holocaust denier, I think, or like honored a famous Holocaust denier or something like that. And he's Jewish, and he's like, what the hell? So he actually started his own company that sells jackets and gives all the if you go to summiticeapparel.com, it's like explicitly it's jackets that like explicitly are there to raise awareness of the Holocaust, and all the profits go to the Vancouver like Holocaust Education Center.
Nice.
Like right there on the front page, it's like shop jackets, shop apparel, Holocaust facts. Like to make sure that everyone knows that it happened.
Yeah, Summit Ice soft shell jacket, $109.99. Look at our advanced technology. Also, the Holocaust. Every jacket sold helps promote education about the Holocaust, the worst genocide in history. Over 10 million people, including 6 million Jews, massacred by the Nazi regime in Germany. Holocaust education is essential to prevent this catastrophic episode of history from repeating itself, like it is. I added that last part.
They have a celeb gallery. They have like actor Rob Lowe looking cool and Holocaust conscious in one of our fleece-lined soft shell jackets. LA Clipper power forward Blake Griffin makes a slam dunk for Holocaust awareness.
Jack Black.
Knocked Up star Seth Rogen agrees that the systematic extermination of Jews in Europe was super bad. Can't argue with that.
Well, you click on celeb gallery and it's just I'm only seeing Jack Black and that's it.
You click on the side. There's little arrows on the picture.
Oh,
Yeah, like a
it was a
website.
picture. I didn't see the.
Or you can just use your left and right arrow keys. Abby's learning to code, so I gotta teach her these little technical tricks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you need a jacket for the upcoming fall season, why not buy it from a nonprofit where all the profits go to Holocaust awareness?
Yeah. So yeah, go check out that map. Just Google hate map, it'll show up. I found it very enlightening, and I don't know, is it good to like invest in this? Because now I'm going to be walking around Detroit thinking there's some definite hate groups in this town. And now a lot of people out there would think, oh, Detroit, it's a shithole anyways. Detroit's not that bad right now. Detroit's doing okay.
Sure.
As far as quality. But yeah. Is it a good thing to go check it out, you think?
Yeah, I mean it's good to be aware. I mean I'm walking around Chicago. I mean, I know there's good and bad here. It's a gigantic heckin' city.
Yeah. I was surprised. Detroit's got Chicago beat for Nazi groups.
Yeah, but we're not too fond of the homosexuals over here, apparently.
Yeah, I've noticed, especially on that west side.
We do have a racist skinhead group.
Yeah, I saw that.
And some hate music.
Yeah, what's the hate music? I'm curious.
Hostile Class Productions.
I don't know. We've got
music.
We've got White Rabbit Radio. That's a white nationalist group. That's a radio. We also have our own Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, you want to see a big cluster of hate? Washington D.C. is just swarmed with it. Toledo.
Boy, they could have formatted this map a little bit better.
Yeah, or at least let you zoom in a little further.
Yeah, right?
Come on.
Google Maps has their API up for grabs. Just go grab that. Holy cow, New York.
Ugh.
New York's got a lot. Oh, geez. Yeah, DC's got a lot.
I bet this is really thrilling listening for our audiences home.
Yeah, this is great radio. We're going to X right out of that. So, yeah, I mean, and what was going through your head when you were hearing about Charlottesville?
When I was hearing about Charlottesville, I was just like, oh, cool. Like all the terrible nonsense that all the garbage, hate crimes that have been happening over the last 8 or 9 months. Finally, one of them merits a New York Times news push notification. I'm hearing about hate crimes and horrible garbage every day, and finally one of them made the news. Like people are paying attention. I mean, it was relief, honestly, because I've known what's going on. I've been paying attention to how much hate has been bred over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And finally someone is aware of it.
Yeah. I was working when I heard about it happening and was able to watch some of the news coverage live as it happened. And I didn't actually see it happen live, but the Silver Charger being run into the crowd of people. That
I heard it was a car with Toledo plates.
That guy, it was Ohio plates, but that guy lived in a town that I used to work and live in, Maumee, Ohio. So that kind of struck close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can I can say this much, like I have a friend of mine from Fort Wayne, Indiana, who, I mean, Indiana, like I said, it's an interesting place.
Mhm.
And they were at I think a vigil for Charlottesville the other night, and they sent me yesterday afternoon. They sent me a flyer they were making because they said, that they were making this thing to like, it's a flyer that is full of things that white people can do to help fight Nazis and white supremacists and things like that.
Mhm.
And apparently the like there was just this really good mix of people who showed up there, just all sorts of, there were people who were Sikh, Muslim, Catholics, pagans, just more generic Christians, just like all sorts of, just a huge mix of people. All of them was just like, how do we fight back against this? So it seemed, I'm hearing stories about people who, someone who told me that their mom says just like, oh, this racist stuff I've been posting about Colin Kaepernick, maybe I should go back and check to see to see what I've been posting. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. People have been self-examining in the light of this. So
Yeah, that's good. To be perfectly honest, and I don't want to go anywhere near making light of Heather Hayer's death. I am frankly pretty surprised that during that entire rally, of with the amount of firearms that were present at that gathering
mhm.
and the amount of just hate fuel just roaring through that group, just all over. Um, it's I'm very surprised that this was the only casualty.
Yeah.
But and still like, ugh.
Racism never died. And it's driving me nuts to see like there have been a bunch of people just posting,
The year 2017. Is that what? I'm so sick and tired of that.
yeah, that's pretty garbage.
The whole like it's 2017, this shouldn't be happening. No, it's just
I'm seeing a lot of like just co-opting of Jewish identities and just like a lot of invisibility there. I mean, if you've seen the thing on the Vice thing, that Vice documentary,
ouch.
um
Yeah.
yeah, the Jewish people are still, right in the crosshairs of the Nazis, the neo-Nazis.
Oh yeah, and I didn't actually even realize that. Like neo-Nazis are not just like hating anyone who isn't white. Like they are specifically targeting Jewish populations,
Right.
which to me is I don't get that at all.
That's this. I mean, they do not see Jewish people as white.
True.
I mean, there's a lot of people, and that's I think why there's been so much erasure of it, because there's a lot, in left-leaning communities and liberal communities, people see Jewish people as white, and
Mm.
the Nazis don't. And so, even when I'm seeing, people posting images like swastikas that are crossed out on Facebook and stuff like that is, I look at that and I'm just like, I have lots of Jewish friends who are just like, they have family who died in the Holocaust, and they're just like, I don't want to see this. I don't want this all over the place. And it's just like, it's upsetting. It's upsetting that how, like, my friend Tiggs today says, just like, I am just going to keep on posting pictures of victims of the Holocaust until people get the message.
Oof. Is that really
I mean, she's Jewish. I mean, that's the point.
oh okay, yeah. I didn't realize she was Jewish.
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that. But yeah, I mean, it's something where like people don't. I mean, there's this certain white liberal you know view on it where people do not. I mean, there are people who have never known what it is to be the target of neo-Nazis, to be the target of hate groups.
Yeah.
These are the people who are just like, oh my God, not in my America. Where
Yeah.
have you been for the last 2 years?
People are so scared of being oppressed and being replaced, but they don't realize that they are oppressing and replacing and doing that. So
there was a really excellent video I just saw this afternoon of the someone who was at the rally who like took his uniform off, which is like,
oh God, yeah, that.
he took off his clothes. It's just like, I'm not here for the white power. I'm mostly here to have fun. It's just fun to say the like white power. It's just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Like he's being chased and he like jumps behind a barrier, takes his shirt off, and is like
Double
nope.
fisting Monster Energy drinks.
Double fisting Monster Energy drinks, and basically says like, nope, safe zone. Like he's playing tag as a kid.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't know.
so dumb. So effing dumb, EJ.
Don't care for it, Abby.
Nope.
No.
But I wanna fight this fight. I wanna help with this. I wanna figure this crap out because I'm not liking this being part of my history.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, my friend for her rally the other day, she put together a flyer that she handed out, with all sorts of things white people can do.
You have that list?
I do. I have it right in front of me.
Go ahead and read some of that.
Let's see.
Hang on, while you're doing that, I'm gonna jump away for like 5 seconds, but we're back. Keep reading.
Okay, Abby. Okay. While Abby's gone, man, I can't think of any garbage to talk about her. That'd be pretty fun, right? So it's stuff like, we all have racial biases. Don't feel ashamed to acknowledge yours. You have privileges. Use them to support people who don't. Remember to, anti-Semitism still a part of fascist ideology. Listen for and amplify Jewish voices. There is confront your family, friends, and others when you hear racial jokes and inappropriate comments. All of us challenging the small stuff can add up to something that makes a big difference. You can expose, people, Nazi KKK members, white supremacists in their communities by, exposing, photos of them, exposing their posts. I mean, let people know when you know about those people in their community. Donate money and time to anti-racism groups. Protest freely and stay updated with different anti-racism groups online on Facebook. Listen to other people of color, follow their lead, amplify their voices. Educate yourself and your family on race issues, including, kids, other family members. It's a lifelong process, and you can't never stop learning. And then, use the hate map to know where the dangerous racist groups are located around you. So there's lots of stuff we can do to use our privileges to fight for people who do not have them.
That's basically just a large part of just working to raise your level of awareness, it sounds like.
A little bit, kind of being able to, I mean, like I was saying, I have friends who, have already had these conversations with parents who have kind of woken the heck up, doing the work, donating the money, and just better understanding yourself. I mean, I think that the more you understand your own place in society, your own privileges, and the kinds of things that you face, the better you're able to find areas in which you can contribute in society.
Yeah. And I think as trans people, we spend a lot of time thinking a lot about what we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of things that we do not have when it comes to privilege.
Sure.
But EJ, you and me, we are both white. there are a lot of places where we can go if we feel threatened that we have access to because we are white.
Yeah.
And that's not something that's always super easy to remember.
Yeah, I mean, privilege is not a competition. It's not, who has it worse. I mean, we all have intricate um web that each of us experience of advantages and disadvantages. And I mean, we all have, places where we are oppressive, places where we are victimized, and just the better we know that within ourselves, the better we can challenge systems of oppression.
Mm-hmm. It'd be really nice though if we could like all take turns like getting behind one another.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always I will stand up on behalf of people with less privilege than me, and then trust that my activism will make sure people with more privilege than me will stand up for me. And
yeah, definitely.
it's a big leap of faith, but if I don't pay it forward, who else is gonna?
Yeah, I completely get that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There needs to be, and I think if anything that this past weekend has done, it's provided more of a united front than anything. And
Yeah.
you have so many different groups of people banding together against this one thing.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, like I said, I mean, I was very happy to at least get the push notification to be able to see it on the front pages of the papers, to have this be the top news story, and for it to be something that got everyone's attention and started really affecting people and changing minds without with
Just wake
casualties as low as they were, with one casualty, and I my heart goes out to her and her family. But it's I don't know. I'm glad that we are, as a nation, we are starting to. I'm hopeful that paying more attention is gonna lead to some better roads in the future.
Do you think that this would have had nearly as big of an impact if it hadn't have been for Heather Heyer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw this. This was already hitting the news before reports of her death came out. This was already a big deal.
True. I don't know. I would like to. I think it's certainly fueled a lot of things. I think this is going to be something that lasts in people's consciousness for a much longer time because of that.
Yeah. It's hit the news all over. Even the Republicans are turning against the president. So
well, even freaking we can. I don't know how much we want to get into political stuff, but I mean, Angela Merkel in Germany reached out to Heather's mother.
Yeah.
Like immediately. Trump still hasn't done it.
Yeah.
And also, like, never mind what that fucking piece of shit is saying lately.
Oh, so
he's one of them. He's an extremist just as much. Maybe he doesn't throw on a white hood or shave his head or call himself a Nazi, but
I think you could argue that he might not be an extremist so much as an opportunist, a shameless opportunist.
what kind of opportunity is he taking advantage of, though?
Taking advantage of racist white people. I'm not saying he's a good opportunist anymore, but he did ride the racial resentment all the way to the White House. So
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, you're gonna throw all of your weight behind coal workers. That's what he did for the election. Arby's employs more people than coal does. In the entire United States, more people are working for Arby's than are working in the coal industry. And now you're gonna say, like, yeah, okay, so the KKK, the white nationalists, and like the neo-Nazis, relatively small groups, if you want to think in terms of percentages.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw his weight behind them?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was accepting David Duke's endorsement last year, so it worked out for him so far.
Jeez, yeah. But I don't understand what that thought process looks like.
I mean, he's just bad at this.
Very bad at this. I
We got some hot takes here. Hot takes, guys.
like
Trump
even
had a
senators.
job.
That's just in beep 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 beep. But yeah, even Republic or senators and representatives are saying things like are standing up and saying to get him out of office. Some are going as far as to say, I hope he gets assassinated.
Oh, no.
I saw some state representative or senator saying that.
You know, Abby, someone is going to cut that out of context, and then we're going to have the damn FBI on our podcast. It's not who we want.
I'm saying that somebody said that.
Someone, okay.
I do not have the means nor the opportunity to do anything along those lines. So don't take that out of context.
I believe you.
I'll throw a vibrator at him.
Oh.
Bruce's orange peel.
This is going to get you.
FBI is going to come for me and my vibrator, and we're going to be separated, and it's going to be very sad.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is what the conversion therapy was supposed to defend us against.
Well, no, it's bad. Like my vibrator does not hold up under pressure very well.
No.
That cord is fraying. You throw her in an interrogation room and she just breaks right away. It's bad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, all right. That'll go on a t-shirt someday. Hitachi in a room with a one-way mirror.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine the threadless page now.
Oh, we need to commission Zilla again.
Oh my god. Zilla!
Zilla, help.
You got this for us?
We need it. We need a thing.
Zilla, are you listening?
Hey, you said we needed to come up with new t-shirt ideas.
Yeah.
Thick ideas. So
that's one of them. Y'all want a really arcane pun that no people are gonna ask you is like, why is the vibrator in an interrogation room? And you're like, ah,
this is gonna be something. We'll look back on this.
Trans magic.
Like people listening to this show right now, you know you're a hardcore fan if you remember what the hot wax reference is. You don't even know what the hot wax reference is.
You've explained it to me a half dozen times, Abby.
But like a year from now, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that vibrator under pressure." Like I've been a fan since the vibrator episode.
Woo!
Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and before we get even more weird, let's jump into news stuff.
Cool.
All right. So if you have been listening to this show for a little while, you know that I, at least, am a huge fan of Sense8. I absolutely love it. I love everything that it does, everything it represents. I love it. I love it. I love it. We had an episode back a few months ago with James Elrod, who is amazing. And we talked a lot about just kind of the show and what it represented to both of us and kind of where we thought things were going to go. And the very next day, Netflix came out and said that it was canceled. Since then, Netflix canceled it. Lana Wachowski came out and was like, nope, it's over. The fans got real pissed. And like made a huge hustle and bustle about it. Lana came out and said, "No, seriously, we're not doing it again." And then people kept being mad, and they came back, and Netflix was like, "All right, we're going to do another 2-hour special to wrap it up." So that's great. I would have liked a season 3. I really would have liked a season 3. I don't want this story. I don't want that setting, that storyline. I don't want this universe to end. I want it to keep going, and I want to follow these characters all over the place because, God, I love everything about them.
But wait, Abby, someone's swooping in to try to rescue you and make your dreams come true.
What?
X Hamster.
X Hamster.
You want to make it happen?
You want to make it happen? Everyone over there, if you're sitting at work right now, do not go to X Hamster.
It's a porn site.
It's a porn site.
They got naked people, but they're trying to expand their brand.
Exactly.
They just released an open letter just the other day. It reads, "Dear Lana and Lily, we recently read that you're working on a 3rd season of Sense8 despite the fact that Netflix has no plans to renew the series. We know it's unconventional, but we want to bring it back on X Hamster. We're not talking about a parody or something less than, but an actual revival of the series. Ever since we read about the cancellation, we've been wondering if there was something we could do. While we're happy that Netflix is picking up the series for a conclusion, before you wrap up the story, we wanted you to consider another option, letting X Hamster produce the series. Hear us out. X Hamster is currently one of the most trafficked sites on the internet. We get more visitors daily than the New York Times, ESPN, or the Daily Mail. In short, we have the eyeballs and the revenue. Unlike with Netflix, you wouldn't be competing for part of our production budget. It would be yours. We also have the disposition. We know that a series about polymorphous perversity is a hard sell for a mainstream network like Netflix. We have no such limitations and also understand implicitly the interconnectedness of sexualities across boundaries. In short, we are a we. We are a we.
We are a we. I mean, I work for a company where one of our slogans is "We are the they." It's one of the 19 slogans, but we are a we.
That's what it says here.
They're an old Japanese gaming system that underperformed like crazy.
X Hamster has a long history of fighting for the rights of sexual speech and non-normative sexuality. In addition to allowing billions of users to connect with individual articulations of gender and sexuality, we continue to use our audience to speak up against repressive anti-LGBTQ laws in the U.S. and abroad, and for sex ed in public schools, Planned Parenthood, and the rights of sex workers. Yeah, X Hamster, but you still have a section for she-males on your front page. So could you fix that first?
Yeah, I was actually looking. If you don't know, 95, like a big crap ton of porn out there is owned by one single company, and that's MindGeek. Oh, hey, look. They have, one company owns Pornhub, RedTube, YouPorn, Tube, 8 Brazzers, PornMD, Thumbzilla, Reality Kings, My Dirty Hobby, and a myriad of other things. X Hamster is one of the few that they don't own. So it's indie, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. It seems unlikely, I guess, but Stranger Things. I mean, Community came back to Yahoo. That was weird. Yeah, I mean, I could. Who knows?
I would love to see an adult porn site change their demographic or change the way they operate to become a entity that is something that caters towards adult-centered dramas. Not porn, but dramas. And yeah, but there's a lot of things that X Hamster would have to do. I'm looking at, what am I looking at? I am looking at X Hamster right now. it is, I searched for transgender and there are 3 pages. If I go ahead and search for something like female, there are 20 pages at least.
Oy.
And so right off the bat, that tells me that this is not a very conscious site. This is something that caters towards pornography and not towards sexual liberty. What do they say that they are?
They have a long history. Oh, they understand implicitly the interconnectedness of sexualities across boundaries. They have a long history of fighting for the rights of sexual speech and non-normative sexuality.
That's a big stretch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big effing stretch right there. I'll stand by it. I would like to see an adult site, a porn site, change its business model to be something that produces and creates media that is catering to an adult audience. No, and it's something like for college kids or something like Sense8. I want to see more stuff like that, where alternate sexualities, where alternate relationship styles are put on display shamelessly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want porn. I don't want Sense8 the porn. And right now, if you throw this up onto X Hamster, you're going to get the wrong kind of people. This is not the audience that they're trying to cater to, I don't think.
I mean, the way they put it, I mean, it seems like they're trying to do a pivot. I mean, you and I, we both listen to that same that Butterfly Effect podcast.
Oh, you listen to Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, I listened to it when I was driving down to Springfield
Nice.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That was something I got. For anybody out there who doesn't know, I didn't actually talk about this. Butterfly Effect, I got it for free on Audible, and it's like the 8-part series of how the porn industry came to be and what happened as a result of making porn pretty much free.
Yeah, just the ripple effect of Pornhub and things like that. And so I was thinking a little bit about that when I was looking at that. I was just like, well, if X Hamster, they say they're one of the most trafficked sites on the internet, so they have the eyeballs, they have the revenue, but
What eyeballs, though?
they just have traffic. I guess they have enough money to put it in there and to try to make an investment. I mean, Netflix throws weird stuff against the wall and sees what sticks all the time.
True, but we know the kinds of people on X Hamster are the people who, if they are going there for, let's make the comparison to you talk about the trans representation on X Hamster. There is probably infinitely more videos labeled as shemale or tranny or T-girl
Sure.
than there are as trans or transgender, let alone transgender men. And so people going to there to see transgender exposure are going there in order to objectify and to sexualize and to fetishize trans women.
Sure.
You throw a video, a series up on X Hamster that features very prominently a transgender woman whose character is, but she is not sexualized. She is not fetishized or objectified. That's going to be a very, very hard thing to portray when your audience is so set on seeing things as a sexual object. You don't have the right audience on that side, I don't think.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make the right audience. Maybe this is their play for it. I mean, why now? It is really, there is some cognitive dissonance there. They still have Gmail on the homepage and stuff like that. But as I'm trying to untangle this in my head, my life, they're trying to, I don't know, get into a new market, whatever. They're trying to take something with an established fan base. And I would assume their excuse for why they still use slurs to refer to it is just that's just the majority of the dudes who come here and with the money and whatever. And maybe this is, I don't know. I mean, this is their way to try to break into a better market. And who knows? I mean, maybe they'll, own up to their nonsense if this happens.
The way that I see this is they need to work on other stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
You need to show that you can be competent with little things before you can be trusted with such a big thing. As far as EJ, you are not a fan, but as far as queer people go, I have not met many queer people who dislike what happens in the show. I have not, excuse me. A lot of queer people hold this show in very high regard because of its representation. And it's something that is very, very it's just it's something that is viewed very highly by a lot of people. By a lot of people who may also like Sense8 and use X Hamster.
Mm.
I think that if a porn site wants to take this show and produce and create more of it, that is great, but you need to be able to do a few things first. Number one, get rid of everything she-male, tranny, T-girl, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Make a stand to say like, hey, we don't support that kind of titling.
Yeah, it sure would be a good. I mean, if they wanted to prove they were serious about it, it's just like, hey, to prove we're serious about that, we just changed that thing.
Yeah. The porn site that does that and produces content under a transgender label instead of a she-male label, they get all my money. Because I'll say it, I watch porn every now and then.
Sure.
It is so hard to find quality representation of transgender people out there, especially in that industry. I want to see somebody try to make an effort to change that.
It's rough.
Yeah. I think I mean, there was one site that made an effort to do it, but they haven't updated since like 2015. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, that was something I had discussed in a college course, actually.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't. Do you think X Hamster is serious about this, or are they just doing a publicity stunt?
I mean, a publicity stunt for what is the question? I mean, that seems like the natural conclusion, but like, what are they getting out of this other than trying to pivot to a more conscious audience?
Well, as of right now,
yeah,
they're getting two people on a podcast talking about their porn site who normally wouldn't be talking about it. They're getting critically, yeah. It's giving them exposure. It's free advertising.
I mean, it's giving them exposure against, kind of this is a very niche thing to try to, I mean, in the broad scope of things, if they are trying to they're trying to align themselves somehow with the trans community, no matter how clumsily they're doing it, that's what they're attempting to do. And the general, media sphere doesn't give a goddamn heck about what we care about, So, it seems like something that's just like, it's a, okay, you got a couple of trans women talking about it on a podcast, but, what is it doing for their bottom line, really?
I mean, I don't know. And maybe that's something they're messing with.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta. It seems like I don't know. Call me a naive optimist, but if they are trying to align themselves, however clumsily, however awkwardly they're trying to do it, I just have a hard time seeing what if this is just a publicity stunt, then what good is it going to do them? Could just be a bad publicity stunt. Could just be a crappy one.
Messing around. What I mean, you listen to the Butterfly Effect. You said one of the reasons why Pornhub did so much is because people were messing around. You put this picture on a thumbnail, does it get more clicks than if you put this picture on a thumbnail?
Sure.
You experiment with a bunch of things. This might just be that. It might very well be a genuine like, hey, we want to help you out. And I think if that's the case, then that's great.
And it might be that, like you said, X Hamster is the one, indie compared to the Pornhub behemoth, and they're trying to distinguish themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the space they're trying to get into. They're saying it's just like, okay, we can't continue our business model up against the behemoth of, Nerd Magic, whatever the hell they're called. MindGeek.
I think they are. It used to be Manwin, and then it was MindGeek.
Okay, so Nerd Magic wasn't that far off.
Porn trivia master.
But they are saying is just like, how can we pivot? How can we get away from this? And they can't just flip a switch and say, hey, we're classy now. They can't just say that. But maybe this is their attempt to try to become that in whatever awkward, weird, problematic way they're doing.
I hope that they are. I really do. I really, really do. No, I mean, realistically, are the Wachowskis going to take them up on this offer?
Probably.
What?
No.
I can't.
I'm trolling you, baby. I'm trolling you.
Oh, I get enough of that already. There's no way that with the Wachowskis, is Lily even involved, or is it just Lana?
I think Lily took time away to focus on her own transition.
I thought Lana took time away.
No, I mean Lana was.
Oh, Lily. Yeah.
Lana went first.
Okay. No, there's no way that they take them up on this. And so when they say no, what happens then?
Do they
say
no?
Does X Hamster say well, we tried. Let's go back to showing off she-males? Or do they continue and be like, all right, we're still going to make some steps? I don't know. I don't know, because Pornhub came out with that awesome article about, hey, this is what trans is.
Yeah.
And that was a great article. But they still have, just like every other porn site out there, they don't have a transgender category. They have a she-male category. And so that's a little frustrating that it's just kind of a one and done thing. Like, hey, we did our good thing for the queer community. Let's shine off our rainbow flag pins and keep doing what we're doing.
There's a comment on the X Hamster page where they the top comment here is somebody saying it's just like, well, kink.com for all their faults actually gets this so right, and it's like they get it kind of right. Like they say transsexual, which
it's outdated.
There are still people who identify with it, I guess, but it's a little less bad.
I heard somebody, because even if you ask me, I can't say exactly why I'm not a huge fan of the term transsexual. I just know it's old and kind of outdated.
Yeah.
I heard somebody explain it in a way that made so much sense to me, and I can't remember what it was.
It carries some cultural baggage with it, I guess. And
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, have you seen that what is that meme that came out? It's just like gender 101, gender 201, gender 301. It's just like gender 101. Oh, sex and gender are the same thing. Gender 201, sex and gender are a different thing. And then it gets all the way to 501. It's just like sex and gender are two different social constructs that are used in different ways in society, but really they refer to the same thing. So who cares? It's just like, yeah, my sex and my gender are both female. So
yeah.
Oh, brain exploding meme.
Yeah. It's hard to think about. So yeah, X Hamster, I don't think you're going to be hosting or creating Sense8, but I would love to see you do more things. Who was this written by? This was Alex Hawkins, the vice president of X Hamster.
It's interesting. It's something where I'm wondering if this is them dipping their toe into a beloved cult series or whatever. This is them trying to dip their toe into that audience. I am curious as
I
to,
want more.
if nothing else.
I want to see more.
We'll have to
Wait. All right, we're actually out of time right now, but I do want to touch on one story here. Transgender symbol creator and activist Holly Boswell passed away. Legendary transgender writer, activist, spiritual leader, and transgender symbol creator Holly Boswell passed away this weekend at the age of 66. She was born in 1950 and raised in the suburbs of DC. She studied English literature and music composition at Oberlin College in Chicago. She created the upside down pink triangle with the circle with the male, female, and the male, female mix signs. It's hard to explain over audio, but if you,
the circle with the points.
yeah, the transgender symbol.
Yes.
He made that in 93. And one of the quotes says, we need to recognize that each of us in our own small way are makers of our own culture. We can exercise that function best by expressing our true selves, not by simply fulfilling our culture's expectations. We are all in transition. So, cause of death is unknown at this time. Her symbol and spirit will go on for generations to come.
Rest in power.
No. So that just about does it, I think, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you so much for everyone joining. If you want to get in touch with us, diaryofatranswoman@gmail.com. Go ahead and shoot anything you'd like over there. We'd love to hear from you. Facebook, we are at Diary of a Trans Woman, at Trans Diary Show on Twitter. I am at Abby Geek.
I am at ShiamX500.
And that's where you can find us. If you want to help out the show, head on over to any kind of podcatcher that you get. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, 5-star reviews there are going to go a long ways towards helping people out. You can leave a 4-star or a 3-star review if you would really like to, but I think you should leave a 5-star review.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we're pretty good.
Yeah. If we whisper it like this, it'll be like subliminal messaging.
Subliminal message. Give us 5 stars. Buy me a pizza. Subliminal message. Donate to us on Patreon.
Patreon.com is where you're going to want to go if you want to join all of the awesome fun we're having. We got stickers coming. We got the Slack channel. We got a bunch of stuff. I think we've just decided at a certain level, EJ and I are going to record a full-length CD.
One album in some format.
More about that to come later.
Oh, you guys are going to like this one.
Go ahead and check us out over there. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Be sure to take care and have fun out there. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.